Alrighty, what's our welding fabrication project for today? A little stainless steel exhaust work. I already tacked some on, but just got to weld two of these. There's one right here, one right there, and two sets of them. But that's all we got to do. Somebody already did that one. So just starting off by tacking it on, and you got to make sure that when you tack it on, you want to do really small tacks, because you don't want to burn through. So that's the biggest thing, because if you burn through, and you don't purge it, it's gonna get that sugaring on the inside, which you don't want, which can be bad for your weld and crack in the long run. So purging is a big thing with this. So that's what I'm starting to do. I started to tack it up, and I said, let me make a video of this. So I'm gonna put 4 tacks on it, and then I will go and start purging it. And today is August 15th, 2025.
Today's test, we are in Dunedin, Florida. It's hot, sunny, and hot. It's 92 degrees right now, and yeah, it's hot. We are ready for fall.
I found this chuck. It's a 6-inch 3-jaw chuck, and I was going to put it on my little welding positioner, but the teeth are a little messed up on it. It's a little corroded. It had all junk in there, so I really just got to clean it out to get it working, but that would have been good to put it on the positioner and make it look a little nicer, but we'll see if we can figure something out. For the welder, I just have it set at 100 amps on the foot pedal. We might switch it later on, but for now, that's pretty good. But you got to make sure that you don't have any fans blowing, because the bigger the cup you use, the more airflow disturbance it causes. So if one little gust of wind will really mess that up compared to a smaller cup, it seems like. It just means no fans on us, so we'll be a little hotter for you guys. Now, I tried to get some close-up arc shots of my welding yesterday on some pipe, but I don't think, and it didn't work, so you probably won't get any good ones today, but we'll try a little something. Center your part up, make sure it's centered up pretty good. Already got one tack on there, but hold it down. Do the little blast tack, but make sure it's small. See how tiny that little thing was? And then just keep your post flow on there if you can. So we got our tacks on, pretty good fit up. This pipe was there's a little high-low on it, because it wasn't like perfect. This probably wasn't perfectly round or something. One of them wasn't, but not too bad. And you can see we didn't really burn through on the inside, which is what we want, just small little tacks, and I put 8 of them actually. And we'll start purging it up. Put some tape on one end, tape on the other end. Here's where purge caps or that captain tape would come in handy, because I'm gonna have to use the blue tape, and it's gonna leave that residue because we're so close to that, which is gonna be a bummer, but that's what it is. And I'll show you what I found. I was looking through my little purge plug things. These are 3D printed ones. Like this is what happens with these ones. Depending on what you printed out of, this was probably just PLA or PLA plus, and it melts if it's close like that. But this wasn't the right size anyway. This one I kind of reinforced. Here's like what they look like. So that's not going to work for that tape. So I'm just going to use aluminum foil actually, and just wrap it around, put a little piece of tape on it, or make it into a ball and shove it in one end, and we'll put a hose in the other, and that way I probably won't get any residue like that. And I'm hoping that I don't gotta put any tape around here when I'm purging it, because it's already a pretty tight fit up, so I don't gotta put tape on there leaving residue, but we'll see. And here it is. I just put a balled up piece of aluminum foil, tin foil on one end, and then wrapped it around the hose and put it in the other end. And hopefully that'll work. I might have to poke a hole in this. Probably sure I do. But I used this hose. This is a water-cooled Tig torch, an old one. And this was the gas hose from it. So just a really small, flexible hose. Run it right to my thing. Dual flow purge regulator. I'll bump it up to like 20 CFH for now, then I'll bump it down to like 5 after it purges out for a second. So Just want to feel if I feel any leaks or anything. If you wet your, like lick your knuckle and feel around like that, you'll feel cold air sometimes if you feel any leaks. And you want to, when you poke your hole in there, that's how you tell if your purge is kind of getting close to ready. You lick your knuckle, put it on the thing, and once it starts to feel like ice cold air, then it's getting pretty close to be purged, like fully purged out. And then just take your part, dip it around a little. That'll help release any air, but we got to poke a hole in there. Here's a good time to wipe your filler wire down, which I already did that, and wipe your part down with some acetone. I already did that too, but I want to do it again. And there's just a little dirt, just shows you. So, cleaner you get it, the better it'll weld. I tried to get my positioner thing, my welding positioner, or cordless one, set up for that, but I can't really clamp it down. I need like a good chuck for it, and I don't have one right now. So, we're just going to lay it down and spin it the old traditional way. I did for the hole, I just took a piece of filler wire and poked it through. Take your knuckle, and now we got some nice cold air coming out of it. Had a little bit of leakage up here, so I put a little tape on that end and just to hold it around the wire. And I think we're pretty good right now. I should put a piece of tape around that too. All right, guys, I still got my purge up a little bit, but once I get to that last weld or whatever, I'm going to turn it down, and I'll start keep an eye and feel that, because it's good pressure. Well, now it is. I turned it up a little bit more. But I think we're good. Make sure you sharpen your tungsten, and we'll get going. Just put a little C channel on there to kind of stop it from rocking around. Alright, hopefully that came out somewhat alright. Now would be a good time to take that off and see how your purge is doing. But I think it's doing pretty good from experience. So, because otherwise you would know to go hotter or not hot, as hot. But take your knuckle, wet that. Still feels like a good, decent purge. Now flip it over and do that side. And hopefully we'll be alright. But it's coming out halfway decent. That one wasn't as good. That's where it got as hot. Not as good as theirs. I don't even think they used filler wire, or they used smaller filler wire. I always like to use filler wire for exhaust because it just gives that little extra strength. You want to just feel around everywhere, make sure you're not getting any leaks, and double check your end, make sure you're getting a good purge on the end. Still got some good pressure, so I think we're pretty good. Hold your post flow. Always good to do that. A little hard to see that too. Sometimes you got to turn your helmet down a little bit more, but don't go too much. So I backed my machine off to I think 60 amps, and I turned my post flow up to like 14 seconds compared to 10. Oh, I think my see a little sputter like that? I think my gas is getting up too high. So let me stop and double check that beforehand. I don't know if it was the gas or something else, but I didn't like that. So I flipped my tungsten around. It could have been a gust of wind too. So that's why you got to be careful with these big cups like that. Any little gust of wind could cause it. But I brushed my weld off right here, cleaned it up a little, and hopefully it'll go. Just got to be careful. This would kind of be the time to choose if you want to, or maybe if you want to wire brush it or leave the welds. But being that they left that weld that color, I'm going to leave it. If they want to, they could brush it off after. Shouldn't be too hard. Here's where you just say a little prayer that your purge was pretty good. Alrighty, I think I'd call that a success. This came out not too bad. A little warm. So maybe my next one, I'll just go a little colder. I guess I don't need to be that cold. But it's been a while since I've done exhaust work, so I didn't really know about my penetration. So, I think we're pretty good. These people didn't even get that good of penetration on their welds. They purged it looks like, unless they could have just, it's hard to tell. What do you think? Do you think they added filler wire to that, or no? You think they just pulsed it? But you can see my little penetration up there. There's if we flip it, we can see a little better. I got a little bit, but not as much as I did. But mine came out pretty good. Coloring came out good. A little hotter than I wanted, but I think we'll be all right. So that's the thing with this. See all that residue up top? The tape. I'm gonna switch to a different tape. This is a little older, so maybe the newer stuff won't be as whatever. So I'm gonna fit this up really fast off camera, and we'll get going on that, or purge it up. All right, we're on to our second one now. Double check our purge, and that's going pretty good right now. Actually, with the tape around there actually helped a lot better, so I could probably turn it down. But I'll turn it down once I get to the second one. So, sharpened my tungsten, cleaned up my parts with the acetone. Show you how that one came out. I think it came out fairly decent. Not good lighting. Hang on. Can't really see. Not the best, not the worst. But I think we're alright right there. Probably could have went like 5 amps hotter and moved a little faster. But now we're going to double check our purge, turn it down a little, and we'll move on to that. Alrighty, I think that's somewhat decent. I felt it at this little last bit, the pressure was getting a lot, so I think I had to turn that down just a little bit more, but I think we did alright. So, let that cool down for a second. You could shut your purge off now, so you don't waste all your gas. And that's what's good about the dual flow regulator. While that's cooling down, be a good lad and clean up your stuff. Always good to have tin foil. I think I need more of this to save on hand. Good for purging. People don't know that with like tin foil. I learned that from Roy Crummy Welding on Welding Tips and Tricks podcast too. Some stuff that I'll show you in a second. And I can't really find anything to show you, but he always said like keeping aluminum foil is always good to have on hand. So say you got like a big tank like this and you got to purge, you got to weld something on the bottom over there, and you got to purge. You can't purge this whole thing, so just put a little tin foil dam like right in that corner and tape around it, and then you got a little purge for the back. So tin foil is always good to have on hand. I always keep little aluminum chunks and stuff like that little thing, channels. I got a bunch of shims and stuff I leave over here. Good to have. Really got to invest in some of that Captain tape though, so I don't leave that residue on some stuff when I weld it. Alright, so in the meantime, everything's all swept up, cleaned up, put away. All done. Switch everything back. And good to go. Happy for the next round. That's what I do for every job. Just sweep up, so now I'm starting fresh. I know where everything is at for the next job. So, this is pretty much all done. We've decided we're not going to wire brush this. We're going to just give it to him like that. So he could, just in case they want to. I mean, if we want to, we could do it for him, but just in case. But that was my purge. Hang on. There we go. Let me try getting this. We got to get the thing stuck. I don't know how well you could see that. And here was our second one. I think we got pretty good on the inside. So, not too shabby. The sun's not out, so it's kind of cloudy, but this is horrible lighting. It's supposed to be the new iPhone, but it's not adjusting. And that was theirs. I don't think they added wire on that, because it doesn't look like it on the inside. Or maybe it was laser welded or TIG welded with just pulse on it. Looks like a good weld though. It's hard to tell. The penetration is not consistent. I don't know. That's it though. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that little thing. Again, I'm not the best exhaust welder. I don't really do that thin of exhaust anymore. So it's been a while. It takes me a little bit to get back into it, but it'll definitely serve its purpose and hold up. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that a little bit. Hopefully my microphone helped a little with the noise cancellation, with all grinding and machines and fans and everything going on. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Check out my other YouTube videos and Instagram where they're shorter videos, my shorts on YouTube, my long videos like this on YouTube. Should start trying to share them on Instagram too, but I don't know if you can. But like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe, and we shall see you guys on the next one. Let me know if you like it, anything I should have changed up, different stuff you like for my video suggestions, and we'll see you on the next one. Chris Winarski, over and out.